I want to talk about you guys structuring your workouts in order to maximize your muscle gain. So one of the biggest mistakes that I constantly see people make is let's say, for example, they want to train their legs, right? And like their overall goal is like, I want massive legs. Usually they'll start their whole week off doing like chest or back or something upper body. And they'll usually push their leg workouts towards like maybe like the third day of the week or whatever. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But whenever you're coming off of a rest day, you always have the most amount of basically like output that you can do, right? And like your hormones are kind of reset, your body's rested, so you're in a much better place to get results. And so the very first thing that I would say is, whether you're doing like a legs pull push or you're doing like a bro split or whatever muscle group you want to bring up the most, put that towards the beginning of the week. And then obviously if you're going to do like, legs, for example, you always want to start off with the heavy compound movements. So that's going to be like your lunges, squats, leg press, Bulgarian split squats. Everything that has to do with like more muscle recruitment is what you want to put in the beginning of the workout, and then think about going into your isolation work. So a full leg day workout, for example, would be, heavy barbell squat, moderate lunges, and then maybe like another moderate, like a leg press, or maybe like a stiff leg deadlift, depending on whatever you want to bias. And then from there, once you've done your 3 compound movements, ideally three sets each, maybe 8 to 12 reps, then you're going to go into your isolation work. And so you're going to do, after you're doing those 3 compounds, then maybe you go into hamstring curls. You'll do 3 or 4 sets of that. And then you'll go into quad extensions. So you'll do 3 to 4 sets of that. And then obviously you want to finish up with some sort of calf raise variation. You can do 3 to 5 sets, whatever you guys are comfortable doing. And this is the same approach you want to take regardless of the muscle group. So if you're going to be doing like chest, ideally you want to do obviously you want to do heavy things first, right? Like most demanding exercises. So maybe you're going to do like a Smith machine incline bench press, and then you're going to go into dumbbell bench press, and then you're going to do some sort of like cable flies or pec deck or whatever. That would be the best way to set yourself up for success when it comes to just stimulating your muscles and just kind of like achieving the results in congruency to whatever you're trying to do. Now, another thing that's like kind of worth mentioning is people don't really know how to measure the frequencies. So like what happens is they think like, oh, I just want to grow my legs. So they do legs like 3 or 4 times a week and they neglect everything else. Your body works not necessarily like that. Like you actually grow the most whenever you're resting and you have proper diet. You cannot, outsleep or undersleep and under diet the best workout routine, frankly speaking. So you need to just have a diverse kind of way that you're going to approach your working out. My favorite for me and for most people is like a 5-day workout split. And I think the best way you can position yourself is doing something like, maybe you're going to do legs for Monday, then you do pulling for Tuesday, you're going to do push for Wednesday, maybe you have a rest day on Thursday, Friday you're going to do upper body, Saturday you're going to do lower body, and then you're going to rest Sunday, and then you're going to repeat. This, in my opinion, is a very good split because it allows you to do strength and hypertrophy. You train muscle groups twice per week, and you have 48 hours of rest in between each muscle group. And you're going to set yourself up for success in that way. Simultaneously, try to get 8 hours of sleep every night, 7 to 8 hours, and then obviously make sure that your hydration is on point as well as your diet. And assuming that you can do all of those, that's going to put you in the best scenario to actually build muscle and have long, sustainable goals. So if that makes sense, let me know. If you have any questions, I know this is very complex to some people. Drop your questions in the comments and I'll be reviewing them, and I'll make videos dedicated to whatever your questions are.